Every 10 or 15 or 20 steps, I have to change the can from one hand to another because the thin handle cuts into my palm. At least it keeps my arms from tiring too fast. Rin strolls on beside me with an uneven pace that I have trouble matching, or maybe I am walking weird because of the extra weight. It seems one of us is constantly walking too slow or too fast, and I can't figure out which. 2 flights of stairs below, Trouble appears in the form of the head nurse and his fox-like grin. Oh, it's this guy. Ah, Mr. Nakai, what a happy coincidence. Tezuka too, of course. He nods courteously to Rin, who does not acknowledge him back, then turns to me because obviously it's me who he had some business with. There's something I forgot to mention on Monday. I nod and wait impassively because I can't even begin to guess what he forgot. The feeling of the handle delivering deeper into my skin doesn't make me feel enthusiastic about the interruption either. It's about your medications. Since you haven't been that long on your current medications, there might be some... excuse me. I almost burped for a sec, sorry. There might be some unexpected side effects which might require adjusting dosages or even changing to another kind of medication. So we will do a few tests regularly. What I want is for you to keep an eye on everything in your condition that feels off, if you get what I mean. Nausea, headache, anything, and come see me if something happens. Alright. So how are you? Everything fine? I give up and drop the can to the floor before answering him. Apparently this takes longer than my biceps can handle. I'm about to say something generic as an answer, but then I realize how often I've done that lately. Other people have asked me that too, teachers and students here, my parents, visitors, nurses, doctors at the hospital. Everyone seems to be concerned about that. It's natural for a hospital, not so much for a school. Except this school. This is a small school, and both the student base and the faculty seem to be very tightly knit. At least that's the feeling I'm getting. And this is not the kind of school that gets transfer students too often. The thought sent shivers up my spine, but I give a generic answer anyway. That's great. Also one other thing. My sources tell me that you've been at neither the school track nor even the pool, so I'd like to know if you have taken up exercising as I asked. Of course I haven't, but this way of inquiring gives me the feeling that I should have been running my ass off on the track since the very first day. You have people spying on me? Not as such, I just happen to know a few people, but that's not the issue here, so don't try to slip out of it. Well, I was actually just doing some improvised weightlifting as an exercise. I pick up and lift the can up and down a few times like some sad imitation of a bodybuilder, even though it's weighing down on my arms painfully. The stupid grin disappears from his face for a second and then comes back like it was never gone. Tezuka, would you give us a second? The nurse grabs me by the shoulder without waiting for Rin's permission, which he didn't need in the first place, and drags me aside. When I told you to exercise, I wasn't joking. I understand that you are still on your first week and all, but please don't ignore the importance of this. The reason I'm coming down this hard on you is that habits are not easy to form. The more you slip and postpone, the harder it'll be. It's the same with everything like dieting. Can you promise me to be more serious about this from now on? Yes. Yeah, I promise, definitely. He studies me for a moment and then shrugs, smiling again. Okay, that's more like it. Why did he ask me something like that? Is there like a bad ending where I would actually die or something? That'd be pretty interesting. Though pretty sad at the same time. But then again, this is a visual novel, like there's bound to be a bad ending. I don't know if it's just a rejection or you probably die from your heart condition. That'd be pretty interesting, wouldn't it? If you go to the school track tomorrow morning, you'll meet my spy, who probably has no qualms offering consultation to you if you want to jog a bit. Consultation? See you around. And there he goes. He leaves with a wave of his hand and no answer, and I walk to Rin, who has been waiting idly, leaning against the hallway wall and staring at the pale lighting fixtures in the ceiling. Even when I approach, she doesn't move her eyes off them. Are you getting medications for your heart thingy? Were you listening? It comes out more accusatory than I intended, accidentally lashing out on her. But even so, I don't really want to start talking about it. I just met her. I don't know her. It's not her business. The nurse seems to be happily ignorant about confidentiality. Sorry, there we go. To talking about that kind of thing in public. But it's not Rin's fault, is it? I look up at her, suddenly feeling a bit guilty, but Rin is just staring past my shoulder quizzically, her head tilted like a bird's. I'll just say sigh, okay? I don't know why this is so hard for me. It feels like there is some inexplicable lock that prevents me from being more upfront about this. Yeah, they're for my heart. Will they make you better? No, not really. They just make me a little less worse. Rin keeps looking at me for a while longer, and she neither says anything further nor displays any kind of emotion I could discern. I'm thankful that she doesn't. I think I'm still not quite used to all this. At the hospital it was easy, but I still haven't sorted my feelings about having to live a normal life with this disability. We leave the main building and Rin leads us towards the dorm. We stop at the small patch of greenery in front of the dorm building. Look at that face right there. It's pretty creepy. The dorm is built on a slightly elevated ground with a wall and a few trees that everyone has to circle around every time they come or go. It's probably the only inconvenient design in this school. The entire wall made of the same kind of bricks as the building itself has been covered with some sort of painting. Most of it is still mere sketches, quick lines drawn with black and white against the gray plastering that covers almost the entire length of the wall, but some places look a bit more finished. There are human faces and legs and hands. I can't quite say what the painting as a whole might portray. Stacks of what seems to be paint cans are arranged in piles on the ground beside the wall. See, the left side is hardly off the ground yet. It's because I couldn't get in the mood yesterday, so I gave up and went to meditate instead. Then it was suddenly morning. I have to work on it, but the guys from art class are helping with the negative spaces and base surfaces which is a problem. It's easier to paint big areas if there are a lot of people with hands. The reach is better, and it's faster too. She goes on a tangent, waving a little with her arm, or whatever of it there actually is, to demonstrate even though I got the point already. The white cotton of her sleeve flaps around it, and it makes me think it could look sadder than it does. But it makes me feel out of place, like almost every tangible reminder of the student base's special properties has in the past few days. This girl doesn't notice my dreary feelings, of course, or the fact that she lost me a while ago already, and just keeps on blabbering. So that's why I'm trying to figure out if there is something I need to figure out, and then figure that out before it's too late and all hope is lost. Why would the hope be lost? Because paint has to be painted, and then it has to dry, and then it has to be painted over with another kind of paint. It takes time. She finally stops, apparently thinking she made some kind of a statement that makes sense. I think it's best to start from the top. So this is your project. You did this? Yes. All of it? Yes. Nice, but I stumble with my words, suddenly feeling like I've walked straight into the minefield of political incorrectness. It's okay, you can say it. I probably won't get mad. I blush really hard. I don't really know what would be the right thing to say, if any. It feels that I'm way more sensitive than Rin is, though. This is really awkward. Don't you want to ask? How did you paint without hands? See, I'm an easy person to talk to, right? With my feet. I almost guessed that already, but isn't that hard to do? You're good at guessing. Anyway, I don't think it is, but maybe I'm used to it by now. I can't get my mind around the fact that she could be an artist, but seeing how adept she was using her feet to eat, I figure painting might not be a problem either. Neither of us has anything more to add up to the subject. The afternoon light works pretty well. I was afraid it would look too flat, but it's not like that after all. I think it's actually pretty interesting. I wanted to see what it looks like in dim light. Do you think it's flat? Well, paintings tend to be flat. Not like that flat, flat, like some people are no substance, no meat, where there should be some. I know a few good... Okay, I get it, but I couldn't really tell. I'm not that good with art. I can't name many artists or artistic terms. Did that purposely, went by fast, or was that me? I don't know. So I don't really have anything to say. Rin shrugs her shoulders at that, saying suit yourself without saying it, and looks up at the sky as if trying to look for something up there. I didn't think I'd get any actual work done, but if you give me a hand with the paints, I could do a little before it's too dark. I wanted to get a halogen lamp like the ones they have at the sports track, but there aren't any. Rin sure is quick to recruit my help, as was Shizune. It really makes me feel that the festival is such a big project that every pair of hands is needed. Why not? I'm not really sure if I can be of any help though. It's just mixing some paints. You can do that, probably. Do you have motor control problems like those people who have some? Cerebral palsy, maybe? Not that I know of. I get it. Hard thing. It has nothing to do with that. She gives me a sly look for no reason. No, it doesn't. Let's do it then. So she sits on an empty wooden box, very naturally picks up a wide brush between the toes of her bare right foot. I open a few of the cans and pour some of the contents into shallow bowls for mixing. The thick paints flow lazily from the can to the bowl like syrup. I mix them, creating funny, hypnotic-looking swirl patterns that melt quickly into each other to form a new monotone hue. Rin sets to work every now and then, asking me for a hand with something or the other. Finding different brushes is easy enough, but mixing the paints to be the exact tone this girl is apparently seeing in her head is a frustrating ordeal. She wants precision down to the last milliliter before she is satisfied, but her instructions are obscure at best. Add half a splash of green. I crouch down to pick up the can of bright green. The other green, this green. I carefully pour some of the other green paint into the mixing bowl. No, that's almost a whole splash more white. Is green a good color to add? No idea, you're the artist here. A hint of a smile appears in the corners of her mouth. Do you lack an opinion? No, it's just that I have no idea. It's okay, because I just got an idea. Add more white. With this explanation, I pour a minuscule amount of white into the bowl and mix it. It looks slightly whiter. That's not good. It has to be like the color when you wake up and you know that you saw the meaning of life in your dream but can't remember it. Maybe it's yellow. Despite the impossibility of mixing a color like the change of seasons or any other nonsense. Oh, fuck. I accidentally, fuck me. I accidentally pressed the mouse pad. Fuck me. I'm gonna, here, hold on. I know what I need to do. It's this little option that lets you look at the text history. There we go. Let's see. Okay, maybe it's yellow. Okay, there we go. Despite the impossibility of mixing a color like the change of seasons or any other nonsense that's being imposed on me, I find myself enjoying it more than I thought I would. Seeing a painting being born on the plastered wall feels like magic. There we go. Huh, that wasn't so easy. Sorry about that. It's because I've been playing for, I think about over an hour now, like an hour and 20 minutes. I have no idea. I'm trying to get there to the end of the day, you know? End of the day in this game, you know, so that's why I'm like this, so I apologize. Seeing a painting being born on the plastered wall feels like magic. Thank God for text history. I know every single visual novel has these kind of features because they know that players accidentally press them, but you get the idea. I spend the moments I have between mixing paints crouching down the paving and just looking at her work. It feels slightly intrusive at first, like breaking some imaginary intimacy, but Rin doesn't seem to mind the least bit. Maybe it's just in my head. Her entire presence emits a completely different air as she patiently works, the details adding layers of paint on top of other layers of paint, steadily moving her foot across the wall to add new shapes. When I manage to produce a passable mixture of paint, the rare smile on her face is oddly rewarding. Apart from the few words when discussing paint mixes, neither of us says a word for the longest time. And even those short discussions soon evolve into a shorthand, both of us developing and using weird impromptu code words for various paints and hues. As if there was some need to conserve words and breathe in sound, and breath and breath and sound. Okay, sorry, not breathe. It's with an E at the end, right? I think so. Oh, the sound of cicadas. You know it's a Japanese game if you hear cicadas. We stay there late into the evening until it becomes too dark to paint properly. Okay, here we go. Next day. Huh. Alright. Well, that was really nice. I'm gonna tell you guys something, is that the funny oh, hold on. Okay. I'm gonna save it right here. So I'm gonna tell you guys, the funny thing is that I actually considered Rin to be possibly my least favorite. Basically just because of how she looks, you know, she's kind of tomboyish and everything. But, I mean, after that, I'm not so sure now, you know? I'm starting to like her a bit. I don't know, we'll see, but wow, props to them for actually making me, like, you know, like a character that I thought would be my least favorite. Big props to them. Progress successfully saved. Goody. Okay. I saved it? Let me see. The running girl. Oh, okay. It's called the running girl, really? Because, I mean, wasn't that before that? Oh, okay, yeah, I got it. It says so right on the bottom. Are you sure you want to... Oh, wait, no, not quit. I always go to main menu. Yes. Because that's how I like to end my videos. So yeah, we're getting somewhere. I think now we probably met every single girl in this game. We just met Emmy, and then we met Rin. And of course we met Hanako, Shizune, and Lily. So yeah, that's basically everyone. Of course we haven't interacted with them entirely, but we're getting there. I also hope the choices that I picked at the beginning won't affect who I choose a girl. Because I thought it would be something like, who do you want to hang out with? Who do you, like, agree with? Like, the names of each girl, if you know what I'm saying. Something like that. Because, I mean, I don't think they would do it as soon as this game, because, I mean, like, I don't even know, like, Emmy, the character Emmy yet, so that'd be pretty unfair, though, wouldn't it? I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.